Champion City podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go. All right, man. Thanks everybody for tapping in, man. It's a Wednesday, hump day. Must have had like a good long day for everybody, man, getting off of work and all that. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Today we got a guest out of Whittier, California. I always say Whittier like wood, but it's Whittier,
It's
right?
Whittier.
Whittier with like,
Whittier.
yeah. That's funny because when I was younger, I always used to remember that people would spell it with two O's, and I would be like, it's not even like that though,
I
right?
never even seen that.
Oh, really? Like
I,
Whittier and stuff, you
yeah,
know?
which is straight Whittier.
Yeah.
So I never heard that.
But Noremac, man, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm Noremac. I'm from East Whittier, California. Coming off of Elm Rock Records. Make music. So I'm here.
All right, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Just you put the mic as close as you can. You can, yeah, for
My
sure.
bad. Tell me if I'm too far or whatever.
They'll tell us
No,
right
yeah.
here, like, hey, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. But yeah, man. So east side of Whittier, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about growing up right there, man? Is
I
that born
mean,
and raised there? Or?
Born and raised in Whittier
Mhm.
up until I was like 19. Living in Whittier is like real diverse, but I was there, like I said, from the day I was born until I was 19. When I left, I bounced around. I've been all over IE, LA County, OC. I'm in the OC now. But yeah, I'm straight from Whittier. Like I said, grew up in that whole area. Whittier, like Santa Fe Springs, all that stuff.
Oh,
Santa
okay.
Fe Swap Meet, shout out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people
Yeah.
go right there and stuff,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Right there, you get
exactly.
some
Yeah.
shopping, and not only for shopping, but a lot of people just go to hang out. How they got like
Hell
music,
yeah.
it's a whole vibe and shit.
We be up in the swap meet turns up. We be
Oh yeah,
filming videos in the swap meet. We do all types of shit.
yeah. I seen you
Yeah.
at the little couch thing and shit,
Yeah, hell
right?
yeah. We be up in the
Mattress
swap.
stop
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. But that's part of, like it's not Whittier, but it's like if you're from around there, any of those like Downey, any of those cities or anything, like you grew up, you go to the Whittier, or Santa Fe swap meet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just
Like
how
on a Sunday or
on
Saturday.
a
or
Sunday,
something?
Saturday, Fridays when it's really popping.
Like Friday nights and stuff.
Friday
or
night
what?
we be up in the swap meet turns up.
Oh, that's crazy. and
Big
shit.
ass beer and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. So people do go because I've heard about it a lot. Like they got music going.
never
and
been?
everything. I've never been.
Man,
in
you
my
gotta
life.
go. If you never been, you gotta go.
Oh, I'm
You
gonna
gotta
have to
go
check
for
it out,
sure.
man.
I know people who would come from Victorville to go to the Santa Fe swap
Oh,
meet.
really?
For
Oh,
real, it's
man.
really like that.
And there's a lot of people there and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out, man. Get one of them micheladas or something.
But
out
no,
there,
you
man,
gotta get one of
know?
them big ass micheladas.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some hyenas out there and shit. They got the good cover bands playing.
So they got like the stage all the time.
They got a
people
major
playing?
stage now. It used to be smaller. Like back in the day, like I mean, people who watch it know. Like you used to go back in the day, it was way smaller. It was way different. Now they got a whole fucking like production going on. They have some big ass bands play, a bunch of shit going on. So
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah,
crazy
that's
out
what's up,
there.
man. Somebody's like, "What up, Normac? I'm Lintonero and shit."
What's
Yeah,
up?
he always taps in too. Appreciate you
What's
tapping
up,
in,
bro?
bro. You know. But yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about your name, bro? Normac. Like, where does that come from?
Well, my real name is Cameron.
Uh-huh.
So Normac's just Cameron backwards. And how that happened though, I mean, we could go all the way back. Like when they were naming me as a baby, nobody could, I guess, decide on a name. So they put a bunch of names in a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And they put like Cameron in there. They had some crazy shit in there. Like Elijah, Rush,
Mm-hmm.
Gene,
Damn, Rush
Tyson.
would have been a dope ass
They had
name, huh?
Tyson after Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
Presley after Elvis Presley. But my dad always says that he had rigged it and made sure that it was gonna be Cameron no matter what. And then I don't know. I think what happened, I needed a name on Twitter like back in like 2011, and then I just came up with Normac, and then I kind of got like popular on Twitter
Mhm.
around like I don't know my freshman year of high school. So that's like shit 2014 ish around there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
everyone just started calling me Normac. A
Oh,
lot of
that's
people, some people don't even know my real name because
Mhm.
it went from Normac, and then now like my friends like them will call me Norm for short. So everyone just calls me Norm. So
So nobody calls you Cameron and stuff, huh?
not
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Like I mean, like my dad or like my Grammy.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But other than that, not really. Yeah, it's just Norm or Normac. So that's where the name came from.
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I was always wondering that too. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Elm Rock Records and shit, man?
Elm Rock's a street that I grew up on. For part of my like half the time I lived in Whittier.
Mm-hmm.
It's just off Santa Gertrudis and shit. And then I mean, just started making music around that time. And then we were like, man, it started off as like the Elm Rock Death Brigade, and then as time went on, it just evolved into Elm Rock Records. And now that's what we're trying to get started, and I'm the face of it right now. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope. And you guys are grabbing more artists, signing
trying
artists,
to.
or
We're,
how does
we're,
that work? for
we're,
you
we're
guys?
getting on that, but right now,
Mhm.
the focus is building up the Normac brand to coincide with that Elm Rock brand, and
Mhm.
then eventually from there, hopefully the idea would be that maybe I'm not the face of it. We
Yeah,
get to,
yeah.
we get someone bigger, better, or maybe I lift it up, and then there's someone else that comes along and they carry it on, or.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty dope. And tell us about growing up in Whittier, bro. Like for example, you say Santa Fe Springs
Mm.
or the Santa Fe Swamp Meet and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how is it growing up in Whittier? Like elementary type and stuff,
Elementary, I mean, right here, I got AG with me. I known him since kindergarten, so we've been locked in. I have a bunch of friends who I've been friends with for 20 years who still stay in Whittier. So I'm out in Whittier all the time to this day, you know what I mean? But I just don't live there. But I mean, growing up, like I said, I had solid foundation with solid people around me. I made a lot of true friends who were lifelong
yeah.
friends with me, like family. And just the culture over there. I mean, people cruising down Whittier Boulevard, or like there's car shows over. They used to have it like the Whitwood and stuff. I mean, there's Uptown Whittier. There's a lot of things that go on in Whittier, California. People love Whittier.
Yeah. So
and
you grew up having fun in like elementary, junior high, high
Oh,
school, all
yeah.
that time.
Yeah,
Is it because I picture it like a quiet town and shit, bro?
I mean, Whittier. Whittier's pretty big.
Like they got a Whittier Boulevard for sure.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, Whittier Boulevard stretches all the way down.
Yeah.
It goes through multiple cities and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, for me, like it was real diverse and see there's different like I said there's different sides of it. You know, there's
Yeah.
people there's really rich and nice side of it. There's a middle class. There's there's lower and it's just you get a whole mix of it,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
when you know all these different people and like I said, I go to school with these people and I have these lifelong friends. There's people who come from different backgrounds, ethnicities, and all these different types of things. And then after that, getting into high school and stuff, going to parties and meeting people from other high schools and other areas, and it's like I don't know. At the time that I was growing up, like, especially in high school, like Whittier was like real popping, like with the parties,
Oh,
and
really?
so and that's kind of how I was able to get my name out there a little bit, and kind of how I became, like I said, a little popular on Twitter and stuff was just by partying, going out, meeting people, and I'm Noremac, and then they remember the name, and then once I started making music, it kind of
Oh, that's
just
dope.
it stuck like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope.
So
Um, did you grow around a lot of Hispanics and stuff, or was it
well,
like
yeah, yeah,
mostly?
yeah. I
Cause you're
mean,
you're white, right?
half Mexican.
Oh, half Mexican. All right,
Yeah, I'm
yeah, yeah.
half
That's
Mexican.
why I like to ask, cause you don't,
Yeah.
nobody knows these days
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
no,
man. You
no,
get me?
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But no, yeah, I'm half white, half Hispanic, but yeah, definitely grew up around. Like I said, I mean, San Fe swap meet. That's where
All raza right there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
hell
yeah.
yeah. But no,
You speak
yeah,
any Spanish and
I
stuff?
don't though.
No?
That's the
Okay.
only thing. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty Mexican, but I don't speak no Spanish.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm tapped in with the culture. You know what I mean? I love my people and like I mean, that's my family. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
My family, my grandma's from Juarez. Like
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm actually real Mexican. Just the other half of me is pretty fucking white.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. You
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
best of both
Yeah,
worlds. Like
exactly. That's what
you don't
you
got to
know.
worry about getting deported, number one, and shit. And
No,
that's a
but
bad joke and shit.
but I
But
still get invited to the carne
but
asada.
you still get to go
Yeah.
and get the little cultural food
Yeah,
and stuff. Like,
exactly.
you ever been to Mexico and shit?
Oh yeah, I was in Mexico in the summer. I went to Mexico City for a few days.
And
And
Mexico City is dope, huh?
dude, Mexico City
It's
is it's a
insane,
vibe
man.
out there. I
Right?
want to go back again. I had a bad experience, so I had some raw oysters and I got some food poisoning.
Yeah, you can't eat anywhere, that's for sure,
That's
unless
a-
you're from there. And
It's,
shit,
it's a
you
bit
know?
of an issue with that. But then after that, we flew to Tulum.
That's where I want to go. I've never been there. and shit.
Tulum's pretty crazy too. But I've been to Rosarito, TJ. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I've been to Mexico a few times.
All right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like Mexico City, dude. That's one of my favorite spots, actually, just because how they got these towns and then they got like these ancient ruins and shit.
Dude, yeah.
Right? Like it's crazy.
No,
you
and
know?
you could be all over, and there's so many different types of vibes,
Yeah.
and it's becoming a hot spot and a hub, for music and creatives and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, definitely.
So I mean, it's a cool place to go and visit, especially if you're into that scene and stuff. So I was able to go and see a bunch of new things and just, I mean, traveling in general. You learn a lot. You
Yeah.
get to see a lot, and just being Mexican and getting to go and see all that. It's like I didn't understand the magnitude of how large the city was and the culture there and everything.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. And then how they got a lot of ancient stuff, and I like how everything has like a Indian name and then the Spanish name and
Mhm.
stuff, which is pretty dope. You know?
Yeah, I mean, dude, everything out there, it's crazy because you could go. I was eating at like the fucking taco stands.
You can eat anywhere, right?
No,
like
but
almost every corner. And shit.
yeah, no, I'm eating at like the ghetto taco stands
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. and then the next day I'm eating in like the nicest restaurant I've ever been in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
crazy. Like there's both ends of the spectrum
Yeah,
like
for
that out
sure.
there. You know?
Right? Yeah, no, I think that's pretty dope too, man. Nah, so yeah, going back, so you growing up in Whittier and all that stuff, like at what age did you get into music and shit?
I mean, I always wanted to make music. Like it's always been an interest to me. I've always loved it. Like since I was like. The time that I remember really being like, I want to be fucking famous, I want to make music was like 6 years old. And then I started writing songs, like when I was like 8 or 9 sometimes.
Oh man, that's really young, yeah.
And then it turned into
Was
like,
it hip hop songs or do you don't remember?
oh yeah. But I always want to make all types of music though.
Yeah.
I love all music. And then for like my 12th, it's like Christmas. I was 12 or 11. I asked for a laptop. I didn't ask for anything else. I just wanted a laptop. I wanted to figure out how to make music. And I got a laptop. And then my uncle, my Mexican uncle, shout out Jacob, he had rapped and make beats. He still makes music, just
Okay.
not serious like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he kind of knew I wanted to make that, and he downloaded a program for me on there, and I kind of got started on that. And then I had a friend named Greg in middle school, and he was from Compton, and he was into producing, and he put me on to this other program. And I got into that, and that's what I still use to this day, And then from there, it just kind of took it as far as I could take it, learned on my own, watched a bunch of YouTube videos, figured stuff out.
Yeah.
And then I was just producing for a long time because I was younger and I was kind of insecure about my voice, I guess, Like I was,
Yeah.
and I don't know. And then we had a little crew in high school, and then there was like another crew, and then they wanted to like beef it with us, and I was like, all right, and then I wound up was like they wanted to take it to Twitter. I was like, well, fuck all that. Like let's make a song. And,
Yeah, yeah.
so me and my homie hopped on a song, and nobody knew that I rapped or even made beats at the time besides like my close friends. So I came out, I dropped the song, and everyone was like, that isn't you, that isn't you, like that doesn't sound like you, like, oh, it's too good to be you. Like the best compliment you could get, you know what I mean? For your
Yeah,
especially for your first song.
yeah,
And after that, I was just like, why stop? You know, and
yeah,
it
yeah.
was kind of like I broke out of that like being scared of putting shit out, and then from there it's just never stopped.
All right, yeah, yeah. Damn, so producing is how you started then.
Producing is how I started.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I think I mean I love it all, but like producing, I just love to fucking make sound.
yeah. I
You know?
like beats for sure. I tried making some beats, but
Yeah.
it didn't work out and shit,
I
man.
don't I fucking I mean I make all types of shit. Like on the side, I have a side project. I go under the name Hot Sherbert. I make like house music, dance music. I do a bunch of different stuff. You know what
Oh,
I mean? So
okay,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and then
Because with me, the having the beats is like it's hard to get away from the one sound you start from.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're right. Like you start with a sound, and then it's hard to get away from it. And I guess to be a good producer, you have to be able to like experiment and be like, yeah, that shit ain't working, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think if, my opinion always is like the best musicians and the people who make the best music are people who listen to a big, diverse,
Yeah,
they have a big music taste and listen to everything. And that's how I am. I'll listen to fucking country, I'll listen to metal, I'll listen to hip hop, dance. Like I said, people say, oh, I listen to everything, like, oh, except this. Like, I really listen to everything,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
not joking about it. Like, I really do listen to that shit.
Hmm.
And then I even skipped out on something like I started out making like metal music
Oh, okay.
like really when I was like a youngin, and then I was still already making beats, but like the first like recordings of me really like making music like that, like vocaling and singing or whatever, rapping, it was on metal music.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Cool.
and then I've done it all. Like I love all music. Like that's really what
Yeah.
it is for me.
Do you play any instruments and stuff?
I don't. I make my beats. I don't know how I do it. It just comes to me. But you think that I play instruments, but I really don't.
All right, yeah, yeah. But producing, and then so that's around you're writing songs 9, 10, right? You're getting
Yeah.
into producing. Like, how is it for you once you start like, okay, like I got into this Twitter thing. Like, what made you start Twitter? Because Twitter was popping at one time, right?
It was popping back around then. I think I'm just a fucking character, bro. Like
Yeah.
I just like to fucking be silly. I like to just do me. I'm unapologetically myself, and I always got a mouthful to say, and Twitter was the perfect place for that. And I was just firing out fucking shit that like I felt like people would be like, what the fuck, or things that nobody else is saying, or just being funny. And then, like I said, people knew me and they kind of started to know me as being like that type of person. And when you're younger too, you play it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, now I've mellowed out.
Yeah, right.
I'll still say some crazy shit here and there, but I've mellowed out a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
But back then, I mean, I was unfiltered, and that's kind of how people started to fuck with me
That's what
too.
people fuck with Twitter in the first place, right? There was a
Exactly,
lot
yeah.
of unfiltered
Yeah, I
going
mean,
around
back
and
yeah,
shit,
on Twitter,
right?
like on Instagram and stuff, it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
You can't really post everything
Yeah, they
on Twitter.
violate
It's
you and
fucking,
shit.
it's a free for all out there,
Yeah. Is it
So
still like that? Do you still do Twitter?
I'm not like how I used to, but I'm
Mhm.
on there. But Twitter's changed. Obviously, it's not even Twitter anymore. But
Yeah.
it's
It's
changed.
X or something, right?
The landscape
Yeah.
of it has changed. So I'm more on Instagram and everything else where I'm more filtered and just I guess being a little bit toned down. But me in general, like I said, I've toned down a little bit. But on Twitter, I was acting out.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of where I was with Twitter, and that's what
And that's what got you popping. What
it,
age
it
was
helped me.
this?
It definitely helped me. Like that was probably like 2013 all the way up until like I'd say 2016, 2017. That's like the sweet spot.
Yeah. And you launched music there?
Yeah, Twitter was a big spot for me to actually post my music. It was a good because that was really the only place at the time. Like Instagram at the time wasn't where it was now, where you could like post a link on the story and shit. So you could always post links and share music real easily on Twitter, and especially like SoundCloud and Twitter at that time were like they coincided, and so
Oh, that's
yeah,
dope.
it was
Yeah.
real easy to just fucking blast a link out on Twitter. I'd make my announcements on Twitter, and since everybody was already following me on there, and I had a decent amount of followers, it just worked out that way. So Twitter was my bread and butter in the beginning for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I never been on Twitter and stuff. The only thing I know about Twitter is whatever they would say about Trump on the news and stuff.
Yeah,
You
no,
know? And I would
no.
just be like, oh, it must be a news outlet, right? And then when Elon Musk bought it, I was like, oh, okay, it's just a news thing, So I never got into it. I actually was never into any social media.
Yeah, and then what happened?
Yeah, well, I started running the business and shit.
Yeah, but how'd you get into that if you're, like,
Well, so my buddy here had the Instagram already for the West Factory,
yeah.
and I was like, all right, I started in the background just filming like all the BTS scenes and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
for all the artists, and then eventually we needed a face. I was like, well, I'm gonna just step up
You
and
had
be
to
the
step
face,
up.
and then I was like, well, if it's gonna be my face, like I want to run the socials because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has to be genuine, right? Like it
Yeah,
has to be kind of
exactly,
like if
exactly.
I say something on there, like I want it to be like, oh, this is me saying it,
Yeah,
right? You get me?
exactly.
Not somebody else's opinion
That's
or
kind of how
something.
we are, what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like it's a group effort, it's a business. We own this business, and it's everyone's equal parts. So when we all have to come to some type of
Yeah.
agreement, compromise, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. And you know what's a trick? I never used to watch YouTube.
yeah.
I was never on Instagram or TikTok or any of that stuff, dude. I like watching movies and stuff, so I would watch movies.
But now this got you tapped into it.
Yeah,
Right?
now I'm
You have to be.
I'm like I wouldn't say like addicted, but it's like if you run a like a music business or any
Yeah.
kind of business and you're on social media, you definitely got to be on all the platforms
No,
like all
yeah.
the time, bro.
That
Like,
honestly,
it's crazy. And
it's
shit,
crazy because I used to be so tapped in. Like I said, I was fucking crazy on Twitter. You
Mhm.
couldn't get me to shut the fuck up on
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah.
and then it got to a point like now I kind of, not that I don't hate posting, but it's just
Yeah.
like these guys are like, fuck, you got to post this, you got to post be on this side. I'm like, fuck, I really do got to be on every platform, posting as much as I can, posting all this shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you definitely because otherwise you fall off the algorithm and
no,
stuff. It's
no,
so
for real,
crazy
yeah,
and stuff, man. You
yeah,
know?
you can't go silent. He
Yeah.
says all the time, you can't go silent, and it's like it's true. There were times where we did go silent, but it's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we're just fucking hammering it away.
Oh, that's
Constantly,
dope.
constantly.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, because you fall off, and then after that, there's so many artists these days, bro, that I feel like it's so hard to get discovered. I say this all the time and shit, but like, so like once you fall off, there's somebody else just ready to take that
Well,
spot.
I mean, that's the thing too. Is
Mhm.
like the best artists, you don't even know about them.
Yeah,
They're fucking unknown. It's really about like who you know or whatever, being able to get that opportunity, and when you could be the best, get the opportunity and fuck it up if you're not ready.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all about being ready and then just being talented and putting all the work in too. That's the thing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Like I said, I mean, you hear it now. It's been years of work that we've
Yeah.
been just to get to where we're at. And you got to, and now we're working harder than ever.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah, and I feel like the more you get going, like the more like popularity you gain, the harder you have to actually work and stuff, right? You
yeah,
know?
that's what people think. Like the more you move up or whatever, it's like there's levels to it and it becomes
Mhm.
more and more real. Like before, it was like making music was. I went through periods of time where like, man, in the beginning making music was fun as fuck. And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, it's still fun, but it gets to a point now, like I said, it's a fucking business,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like it's a fucking job.
You get home and you're tired and shit.
I fucking
Uh-huh.
I mean exactly what today we're gonna leave here and go film a bunch of shit. Like what I mean, like it's a fucking grind. It doesn't
Yeah.
stop, and that's just how it is. People don't realize. You see like the lifestyle of like even people who are famous already. Yeah, they get to live that lifestyle. But it's like, man, they work for that. That's what they do constantly. Is they breathe this. You got to live and breathe it.
Yeah.
If not, there's no way. Some people get lucky, sure, but fuck, you might as well go fucking play the lottery if that's how you want to play it. You know what I
You're
mean?
gonna play that card.
Yeah,
and
if
stuff,
you
huh?
want to be like that, go fucking just play the
Nah,
lottery.
No, definitely. You wanted it to be like your hard work that pays off,
Yeah,
so that when
exactly.
you win, it's kind of like, yeah, we did that.
You fucking
right?
you
get
earned
me?
it,
Yeah, you
and those
earned
people,
it.
who get lucky, a lot of times, those are the people who fall off.
Yeah.
The people that don't have a
They
plan.
get like
or
a one-hit wonder and
yeah,
shit.
people who are doing it for fun. I talk about that shit all the time in my songs, and it's real. It's like I do this shit out of passion. People do this shit to look cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's real. Like that's really how it is. Especially social media made that like that. I feel like the internet fucked a lot of things up, and I just think that now there's a lot of people. There's not enough passion in it. You
Yeah,
know?
I think the fact that people can also like post anything or hide behind anything is dangerous and stuff.
Oh yeah,
so,
there's a ton of haters out there. There's
Yeah.
a ton of people who watch you from fake pages. Ton
Mhm.
of people who want to hate on you, or you can. I see on Instagram all the time. I post something I'll go look on the insights and like a fucking 10 people sent it.
Mhm.
Nobody, who you sending it to? What are you saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they probably talking to you, but it's fine though. The more people talk about it, it
Yeah,
helps me out
it's all right.
anyways.
Like there's no
Yeah.
like they say the old rule. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Nah, definitely. And then like, so where do you get your inspiration from music, dude?
Man,
Somebody say you remind them of Mac Miller, and I know you mentioned that to me.
yeah, no,
earlier,
I
shit,
love I love Mac Miller. Yeah, definitely is one of my inspirations. Like Odd Future, Tyler the Creator, DJ Quick, Lil Ugly Mane, old Kanye West. Let's make that a point. Jay-Z, Pharrell, the Neptunes. I mean, I listen to a bunch of other stuff
Yeah,
though too.
Neptunes are dope.
Yeah, I listen to a bunch of other stuff though too. You know, I love like metal music, like Pantera, Slipknot. I listen to old
That's
like
like real metal, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I listen to old music like
The early,
Doobie Brothers, Michael Jackson,
oh
Prince, all
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit like that. I listen to fucking like I said, I grew up going to the fucking Santa Fe swap meet. I listen to Gap Band, Zapp and Roger, all types of shit like that. I listen, like I said, I listen to country music, dance music. I take my inspiration from everything. You know, I think that's what makes my sound so versatile and why, you know, it sounds a little bit different than other people.
Yeah.
Not to talk down anyone else or anything, but you know, I feel like other people, especially like in hip hop, they're not opening their mind enough and broadening the horizon and listening to other things. And it's like, man, like the only way for you to progress is for you to learn these new things. And you can always, you can listen to any type of song and learn something new from it, you
Yeah.
know, or any other artist and learn something new. And you keep yourself in this one little bubble, you know, you're boxing yourself in.
Yeah,
You'll never
definitely.
be able to grow.
And it gets boring, right? Like
Exactly.
every song will sound the same, and you're kind of like, you always have your loyal following, but it'll be hard to grow,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah, and that's
yeah,
why, you know, so a lot of the artists that I listen to as well, like, you know, like we talk about like Mac Miller, that's someone, you know, who you listen to his music when he started to when it ended, totally different, you
yeah.
know, and that's the goal that I want to have, you know,
Mhm.
and other artists as well, like, you know, like a Kanye West or a Tyler the Creator or whoever the fuck else, you know, like all these people grew as artists
Yeah, like
and
Tupac even and stuff, right? I
all those
mean,
people, you know what
yeah,
I mean? That you have to move on. You got to do something else. You got to keep it fresh. And that's the thing too about keeping people interested in you is you got to always be coming with something new, something better. So
all right, yeah, yeah. So that's good. You get a lot of inspiration from a lot of hip hop type heads too and stuff, right?
oh for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I don't get me wrong, like I love all music, but at the end of the day, like yeah, I do love hip hop and like that's where I really fell in love with it like as a kid. Like I mean, I was young, like I say Kanye West is a big thing for me because when I was a kid, his first album like I had that shit on CD, you know? Like I was like 4 years old and like I knew all the words of the College Dropout and that was like real formative for me and then like the Jay-Z Black album around the same time. Speaker Box Love Below by Outkast at that time, like even some Cottonmouth Kings at that time. Like it was a bunch of shit that just like, you know, I just fell in love with hip hop.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
loved
yeah.
everything about it. And that it was all just I was listening to a bunch of different stuff and growing up around like all like you know in Whittier and whatever different people. It's like man, you get all this different music.
It's a trip because when you were mentioning metal earlier, I was thinking like Nirvana and Metallica and shit, but
I mean, that shit's cool, but no, I mean, it goes further than that. Like, you know, I
mm,
get real deep into it, you know, and the shit that I listen to, I listen to some weird shit, you know what I
like the
mean? Like,
ones that be yelling,
oh
"Arr,"
fuck
like all
yeah,
that crazy
all
stuff and
that
shit.
crazy shit. I love that shit. I love
Hey,
everything though.
people fucks with it though. There's been
Oh
a
hell
couple of
yeah,
people
and
that
that
are,
you know,
you
and
know,
that's the cool thing, and that's what I'll say too, you know, about like again, like going back to like where I grew up from and stuff, and you go to like the Santa Fe Springs swap meet and shit. They have all these cover bands, and that's Santa Fe Springs swap meet is a big like inspiration to me in music. That's where I got a lot of my music taste from. They have all these cover bands there, and you know, you see the rocker foods and the goth foods, and then just like the fucking gangbanger foods or whatever you pass
yeah,
by, and it's all these the shops who are selling the fucking mixtape CDs of all the oldies and shit, and then you know, like I said, Gap Band and Zapp and Roger and the Daz Band and all these people, you know, and like just hearing all that and growing up in a place where all that is so readily available to you or like so prominent, it's just it's no you know like there's no choice for me but to
yeah.
I loved it all.
Oh, dope, dope. And then, like for example, like growing up as a kid, what kind of music did your parents play and shit?
Shit. See, like that's the thing. Like my mom, who's white, she got me into more of the hip hop, like the College Dropout, Kanye, all that shit was
Mm-hmm.
like from my mom.
All right.
My dad listened to like hip hop too, you know, more like NWA, Easy E, and shit like that's how I got introduced to that stuff.
Okay.
And then my dad listens to a lot of 70s and 80s music. My mom kind of got me more into the metal stuff, and rock stuff. Him over here got me into some of the metal stuff. Then just like my whole on my dad's side, so my Mexican side, we're very music oriented. You know, like I
Yeah,
said, my
yeah,
uncle makes music. He got me into a lot of music. Just different, and everyone, you know, each one of us individually, we all listen to the same music because we all, you know, grew together, we're fucking related, whatever. But each person has their individual thing or their individual artist that they're kind of like obsessed over or
yeah,
whatnot. So, you know, each person has their, I guess, like area of expertise.
yeah, definitely.
And so, you know, and just learning all that and being around that and shit, you know, it just, you, I mean, for me, it was just, it's hard not to like any of it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Oh, that's what's up. Also, like, who got you into country?
that was on the white side.
Oh, really?
For sure. The white side of my family,
Yeah.
my mom's mom, my grandma Hemet,
Yeah.
because she lived out in Hemet. I call her Grandma Hemet. But yeah, that got me into like Tim McGraw and shit. But even my going back to my dad's side of the family, they're so into music and so diverse. My uncle who raps, like he got me real into like Garth Brooks and shit like that.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
like all of us are fucking real into all types of music. So it was hard for me to not be into all types
Sure.
of music.
Because
but
you're all hearing it from
yeah,
growing
yeah.
up.
But
and
I
stuff.
think now, being the youngest one out of all the people I'm talking about, I've taken it even further, and now, I think like I listen to hella dance music and other just weird shit, and like even though we're all younger and we're the same age, like I put them onto some newer shit, because I'm still tapped into like what the kids are. I got it, and that's the thing about being a new artist. You got to be tapped into what's
Yeah.
new. You know what I mean? So listening to the newer artists and the next generation and seeing, what are they doing? Like, so I'm always just finding new music, regardless, new,
Yeah.
old, whatever. If it's new to me.
I remember when they were telling me about country music, I was like, oh man, I listened to a lot of old school rap and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And I was just like, man, country music's whack. And it was my wife, and my wife listens to country music with my daughters and shit,
Yeah.
And I heard this song like "Buy Me a Boat," and I was like, that shit is rocking, bro.
Dude, that's
That's
a
like
thing.
some gangster hip hop shit right there.
Well, that's
you
the
get it?
thing though, now too, and that's what's
That
like
song "Fancy."
Fancy by Reba.
Well, man, that shit. Is
I
like,
fucking love Reba. Don't get me started on the Reba,
I was
bro.
like, damn, man, that
no,
shit is
no,
banging.
but that's the
and
thing
shit,
too.
dude,
Going back to like somewhere like Whittier, where it's like, man, it's so direct. Like I said, there's these goth foods, rocker foods, whatever. And then now, like it's like a lot of country foods. Like a lot of Hispanics are into country music, and it's just. You just gotta love and maybe if you don't love it, you gotta at least give it a chance and try to understand all music, especially if you're an artist. You gotta just be open minded like that.
Definitely. And you know what? The trippy part that I found out too is everybody, the most of the United States listens to country, not rap and shit. You get
It
me?
is, yeah, because you don't really hear it on the radio,
Yeah.
and it's like there's only like I don't know, I can only think of like fucking one country radio station I know of.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know, so it's a trip to me, and
I learned that from Ice Cube.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know though too, is that like like I didn't know how big of an artist Garth Brooks was until my
Yeah.
uncle started to tell me like he's got like more diamond albums than anybody.
It's crazy,
you know?
isn't it?
Yeah.
I never used to hear about this
Yeah,
stuff
that's
either.
what I'm saying, yeah.
I only know about it because Ice Cube was once saying that they don't like invite him like to certain shows or something, that country music has bigger shows and all that. And he was like, I don't care. They're gonna bump me on Western. They're gonna bump me on Vermont. Like which
Yeah.
are the LA streets here, right?
Yeah.
But then when I realized, I look more into it, and I was like, oh man, country music is like the biggest genre of music in the U.S.
But that's
and
the
shit,
thing though too, is like being tapped into that shit and being tapped into everything is good, especially in like using country as an example. Stagecoach is like the biggest country
Yeah.
festival in the world, but now they're fucking getting rap artists to play
Yeah.
there. They're getting rock bands to play there. They're
There's
getting
collabs going
dude,
on.
yeah,
and
there's
shit,
fucking
right?
EDM artists that play there now. So it's like you got to be tapped into everything, and you could find different avenues to fucking
Yeah,
promote yourself
definitely.
and go play and whatever.
Somebody said country music is weird, but Jelly Belly Roll changed the game. Yeah, my daughters be talking about Jelly Belly.
Jelly Roll started as a rapper though. That's what people don't know. Jelly Roll was a real gangster trap rapper back in the day.
Oh, really?
Real
Oh,
shit,
man, yeah,
really.
yeah.
You could go look at the videos. That's real shit. He was a real rapper back in the day.
Oh shit, I didn't know that either.
So he's got roots in hip hop. You know what I mean? So
I just saw him on American Idol. We watch American Idol with my daughters
Yeah.
because I try and encourage them to be musically inclined and
Oh, hell
sing
yeah,
and
hell
sing their
yeah.
hearts out and
Yeah.
all that. So we watch a lot of that stuff too, man. Which is pretty dope. But like, yeah, but country music, something else. Christian music too is popping right now, dude. Like they got a lot of nice Christian music.
There's
that's out,
Christian rappers and shit.
Yeah.
There's everything with music. All types of shit. That's the thing, is like the more it goes on, you start to see like, oh shit, there's a community for this, and
Yeah.
like people want that. And it's if music's good, music's good. People are gonna like it no matter what it's about or what it is. And that's my thing, is like, if something sounds good, I'm gonna fuck with it.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself and just be like, oh, that's country, I'm not even gonna listen to it, or that's this, I'm not even gonna listen to it. Like if it's good and people suggest me things, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I might fucking end up, someone posts a song on their story or whatever, like I'm gonna probably listen to it. I love finding new music. That's the bottom line. It helps me grow as an artist. It helps me learn more. It helps me like just understand what's going on, or what do people like,
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that's dope, dude. And then and I see videos. We just been talking about music, dude. It was just dope, but like your videography too, dude. It's different, dude. Right? Like you have this
that's
style.
all.
That's actually what caught on to me when I first heard of
Yeah.
you. You tapped in on the Thursdays. We played your new music, and I saw your music videos, and I was like, dude, this is like different. You get me?
I gotta. That's my boy Angel Franco right here. He's
Mm-hmm.
fucking. That's my little bro. We went to high school together, but I wasn't really fucking with Angel in high school. I think there was a time Angel, Angel, he had wanted to do a music video with me, and I didn't understand like at the time, like that I should be doing shit like that. And then
Yeah.
Clint would tell me too, like you should do it. You should do a video or whatever. And I was like, no, no, no. I was kind of shy, even though I was out there. Like I was still like, you're younger, you're shy, you don't get the whole bigger picture.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of, I had beef with Angel Franco for a little bit actually, and then we had a lot of mutual friends. Like I said, he's a year younger than me, so I graduated after him. And then once he graduated, we kind of we wound up linking up, and we got together and I talked his ear off for like 4 hours in a Raising Canes. And then after that, like it was just fucking like creatively like just locked in, and now he's like one of my best friends, and he's fucking just super talented. I mean, this guy, fucking travels the world fucking making videos. He's a fucking Emmy Award winner. Shout out to fucking Angel.
Oh, really? Emmy
Yeah.
Award winner, like
Three-time nominated.
Oh, 3-time nominated.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. He does a sports Emmy and shit.
Oh, dope.
But he's the fucking, yeah, he's the best. I mean, me and him together, I think that we're unstoppable. We're Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, and people like the visuals, bro.
People love the visuals.
And you having different visuals. I mean, that's what stood out to me.
Yeah.
You're right. And apart from that is your rap style, right?
That's the
Which
thing,
I thought, like,
yeah.
oh shit, this is pretty clever.
And
raps
I
shit,
wouldn't do videos with someone who
that's not gang related,
yeah,
too.
well,
You get me?
yeah, but like I wouldn't do videos and shit with someone who's not up to my caliber in music. Like I've been doing this for so long and shit that like I mean, not to be arrogant or anything, but I am at a certain level and whatnot. And it's like, man, like I no matter what, I would need someone who's up to that caliber. Imagine my videos look like shit, but my music sounds like this.
Yeah,
Or the videos look like this and my music is here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me and him are like fucking, and he gets a little bit better, then I'm like, fuck, I gotta push up, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it's good to have someone like that around you who fucking is passionate about their craft the same way that I am, and they want to push it to the lengths that they do. And I believe in him the same way that he believes in me. And to have that and to have people around you who believe in you, who do this shit with you, it's like there's nothing better than that. And it's like, fuck, I'd rather have fucking 3 motherfuckers around me who really truly believe in me and like support me and who are fucking gonna work as hard as me than fucking a million who don't.
Yeah.
And
most of the people you mess with right now or that you collab with, you've known for a while, you said, right?
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
I mean, I've known Angel since high school pretty much.
Because you're young, right? Like, how old are you?
I'm
You don't mind?
26.
Oh, 26.
26, yeah. And I know AG over here for like 20 years. Clint, I mean, I've known now shit 14, 15 years almost, something like that. So everyone that I'm around on my team, and then we have our other friend, Jess. She does some of our social media stuff. I've known her, same thing as AG. We went to kindergarten together.
Yeah.
It's real. You gotta keep the business and the friendship separated, but sometimes like you gotta have people like that around you and who are really down to ride for you,
Yeah, definitely. I think when they understand, like, oh, he needs space right now, right? Because they know
Oh
you
yeah,
and shit,
yeah,
right? You
yeah.
know?
Because
Or like,
I could be a fucking diva to the maximum, like what I mean, for sure. And everyone has their own individual personalities, and everyone's a fucking character. And like I said, I'm a big fucking character, big personality. So it's I think too, just especially when it gets down to the nitty gritty and you're in that creative process, man, you got to have people around you who really understand you and can. Sometimes I mean, me and Angel will fucking butt heads over an idea, and there were a bunch of times where he was like, "No, do it this way," and I'm like, "I don't want to fucking do it that way." And then I listen to him, and I'm like, "Oh shit, like I should fucking listen to this guy more." You know what I mean? Or vice versa, or whatever the case is, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, and are you guys in the studio together most of the time?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's he plays a bigger role. I mean, they all play bigger roles than just what they do on paper or whatever the case may be. Like and I've always said this is that everyone is a part of my creative process with the music, and it's before I send songs in to get them fucking mastered or whatever the fuck, or before I finalize something, I'm like, dude, like tell me like what do you guys not like about this, whatever, and whether I take their advice or not is that I still consider it, and I value their opinions, or like when we're in the studio and like they're like, no, just try it this way or whatever, and it's like I used to only make music by myself for a long time, for the most part, and then to have people who really care about it and care about me and like my creative process, it's rewarding when like you get that feedback and you hear someone who like you don't want yes men around you. You want people who will tell you, those yes men don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Those people who will tell you what's wrong with it, those are the people who really care, And to have that, it's a fucking blessing.
Yeah.
not
People that
people.
can be real to you and
Yeah,
stuff,
because
right? Because they're not scared to hurt your
oh
feelings and
yeah,
shit, you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not.
Because at the end is your effort that you're putting into it, right? So,
Yeah,
you
and,
know?
and it's like, if we're all working towards the same goal, we all need to fucking be hitting on par together, So,
Yeah.
and if we're not, then something's gonna fuck up.
Yeah. And what's a trip is I'm very opinionative myself.
Oh yeah,
You get
no,
me? But I
dude.
know who to tell to and who not. Like sometimes I know people ask for opinions, but they don't really want it. You get me? So I'll just be like, you know what? It's not really any of my business and shit, man. You
That no,
know? Yeah.
exactly. I'm
Yeah.
so vocal about my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm a little bit too vocal sometimes. I
Yeah.
mean, they could all fucking tell you, but it's like it's nice, especially to have someone like like AG around me, for example, like who I've known my whole life to kind of humble me or ground me. Because the other people won't tell me, hey, like you need to shut the fuck up and listen or whatever the fuck, like you don't have no problem doing that. In the same way, I don't have a problem doing that to them or whatever, like and when you're creative, and then not only that, just becoming like me and Angel became friends through being creative together, but then we just became best friends, and it's like being having best friends, they see you at vulnerable points in your life, and they learn so much about you, and then for me, like being in the studio and making music, writing music, producing, recording, it's like that's very intimate to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if I
You
let
spend hours doing that stuff, or
yeah, and if I let you into that fucking space, you're someone that's special, that matters to me. So
mm-hmm.
the way that I look at it is like you got to have solid people around you, otherwise it's ingenuine.
Oh, that's dope, dope. Yeah, yeah. And then, like, what are some of the aspirations you have for your music, dude? Where do you see yourself doing?
Fucking, I want to be bigger than Michael Jackson.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I don't want to, like, people will fucking say, oh, I'm gonna keep it real. What? No, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
fucking sell the fuck out. I want to be on the radio. I want to win Grammys. I want to fucking be on Coachella. Like, I want to headline that shit. I want to fucking be in movies. I want to do all that shit. Like, I want to be bigger than the biggest. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, if and I understand, like, other people can be happy or whatever. I'm gonna be if I never get that, and I'm fucking, as long as I make my music and doing me and being myself, like, I'm cool. But at the same time, like, I have fucking big ambition, and there's things that I want to do, and I have goals, and I plan to achieve them.
Oh, dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then, like, what are some of the things you're doing to get that done, dude?
Just fucking working. Like I said, we're doing this, and then we're about to fucking bone out from here and go film a bunch of fucking content. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this shit don't stop. Like, it really, that's the thing, is like, it does not stop. Like, if I'm not doing this and with him and the camera, like, okay, I'm in the house fucking making beats. I'm in the house writing songs. I'm fucking listening to my songs over and over. I'm fucking making house music. I'm practicing DJing. You know what I mean? Like, all different types of shit. We're going out. We're trying to network, trying to see, just all different types of things. You got to be out there. It's constant. This is always on my mind. Like, and like I said, since I was 6 years old, it's 20 years now. I've been fucking just constantly, like, in my head, like, thinking about music and thinking about new shit. Every day shit comes to me.
Yeah. And you guys are mostly launching your stuff through like YouTube and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
or
yeah.
DistroKid or
Yeah,
TuneCore?
I'm on. I put out my own music right now. Obviously, we're independent label and shit. So we put out our own music. But yeah, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that shit. I mean, you got to be everywhere. So we're
Yeah.
everywhere. But like I said, yeah, it just fucking, how we're trying to get there is fucking just doing everything we can. Fucking just trial and error. That's all this shit is. It's trial and error, and then just getting better every day, trying to get better.
Yeah, 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 dope.
For
And who
sure.
are some of the people you're trying to work with, dude?
Fuck, I mean, fuck. At this point, I would work with a lot of people, because that's the thing with me too. Is I love all music. Like, it would be hard for me to even pinpoint somebody and pick people. But I mean, like, some people that I really like who are maybe more obtainable in the near future. I really love Bash for the World. He's an up and coming Mexican rapper out of Texas.
Okay.
I really fuck with him. I mean, there's just a bunch of fucking small rappers I listen to. I love, like, Key Glock and shit. I love a bunch of West Coast shit. I love Shoreline, like a bunch of rappers that I would love, or like,
Yeah, Shoreline Mafia is doing it too, for
dude,
sure,
fuck
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and they're straight out of the West Coast. Like, I
Mhm.
love all that shit. Like, I like, those are people, like, that shit. Like, I would like to do that. My goal is, like, I want to work with a lot of rappers, because I feel like, I don't make music like that. So I think that I would love to, like, that when I get to that point, like, a lot of rappers who are a little bit more different than me, like, I want to show the other sides of me. So I want to work with different people who do stuff like that. There's even artists who are not rap that I would really love to work with, like Toro y Moi and things like that, or even, like, some of the EDM artists and stuff. And like I said, my mind's just all over the place. I have all these ideas and shit that I want to do. So it's hard to pinpoint, a few or one. Like, I mean, once I leave here, I'll probably think of a fucking million I could have said.
yeah, yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
just,
like the questions on the spot
yeah,
kind of
no,
thing.
no,
and shit,
but
right?
but
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just, regardless. Even if I had a fucking week to think about it, I'd have a hard time, because I love so much music, and I feel like I want to do all different types of music. So it's like, fucking give me fucking Garth Brooks, bro. Get me in the studio. We'll fucking make something happen. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like whoever the fuck it is or whatever, I'm down. Like I just love to work on shit.
Oh, cool, cool. And then like, how do you like, for example, you want to be the biggest and all that. Do you put a timeline on stuff like that, or it's just you'll just keep working hard until something happens, and if it doesn't happen, you'll continue doing music?
I mean, I definitely used to put a timeline on things before. I think when I was younger, but
Hmm.
when I was younger, I had that mentality of like, I'm gonna get lucky,
Yeah.
and realizing that that's not how that works and shit. And then just I've been through a lot in life, and you started. I had a lot of setbacks when I was younger and shit, and so I feel like you can't put a timeline. And there's people who blow up when they're bigger. Like you look at like Two Chains, he didn't have his fucking biggest year until he was like 12 years into his career or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, and there's a ton of people like that who, they might blow up when they're old. You just never know. Like you just and that's why you can't fucking stop. And for me, it's like I'm never gonna stop, even if fucking God forbid. But if these fucking guys left me, it's like I'm gonna still make music. I'm gonna still
Hmm.
put out music. Like and that's just how it is. Like I'm passionate about it, and that's why I'm saying those people who just do it to be cool, like they'll fucking do it. If it doesn't work, they drop it. Like
Hmm.
that's not how it is. Like this is what brings me like happiness and like joy and like is fulfilling to me and whatnot. So it's never gonna stop for me.
Hmm.
I could fucking get big when I'm 40, maybe.
Yeah. And then
But
one thing too, are you open to, like, for example, let's say it doesn't work out in music, but it works out in producing,
oh
or
yeah,
something, right?
as
Like, you
as
get
long
me?
as yeah, as long as I could create and stuff, and that's kind of why I took the dance music and stuff more serious. I'd do it just to fuck around,
Hmm.
and everyone kind of told me like you should take it more serious. You should take it more serious, and I was like, ah, shit, like maybe I could because there's kind of an expiration date on being a rapper.
Yeah.
And with that, the other stuff, there's not as much, and like that's why I'm trying to get more into DJing and stuff because that's something I do for fun, and I like to do it just because I love music, and I like curating vibes, and I like fucking controlling the party and shit like that, and
Yeah,
getting people jumping,
definitely.
So I'm trying to just make it work so that no matter if something don't work out, if this don't work out, this is gonna work out, or
Hmm.
I have multiple avenues that I could go into and we could figure shit out.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah, because my brother was telling me that this actor, dude. Oh man, I'm gonna forget the name. And my brother's like a hip hop head, dude. He knows a lot about everything, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
music wise, graffiti wise, and stuff. He actually the one that painted that mural there.
Oh shit.
Um, but what was he saying? There's an actor that was coming out in this movie. He's a known actor. But the guy was actually a rapper. And you would never think he don't look like a rapper or anything. And my
Huh.
brother used to be like, "Oh yeah, he used to rap, but he started doing acting instead, and
Yeah.
he blew up as an
No,
actor and
I mean
stuff."
that's the shit that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to be like like an Ice Cube or a Ludacris or
Hmm.
someone, and start getting into acting and shit. I mean, Angel over here, me and him we're in the process very early, but
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking about we're starting to write a movie and shit. Because like I said, he's super talented. He could do it, and I'm a character. We have another friend, Prince. Shout out Prince Ross. That's my DJ when I perform and shit. He's a DJ too. But we're gonna me and him both, we want to be fucking more than just the music. And Angel sees that in us, and he was like, "Man, we should make a movie and shit." So
Yeah, that's
we're
dope. Yeah,
already gonna
yeah.
try to do that, get our foot in the door with that. I mean
Yeah, let me know if you need
that's a
a let me
that
know if you need a co-star, man.
that
I'm
that
available and
yeah,
shit,
for sure.
man,
We need some extras for sure. But I mean that's ways away. But I mean that's the way. That's just where to show you where our minds
Yeah,
at.
no,
We're thinking
definitely.
bigger than
Yeah,
just the
and that's
music.
dope, dude. That's
Yeah,
dope
you
for
got to
sure.
utilize all your talents and everything.
Yeah, I think some people want to hear a song, and I think I played a song of yours, but I think you had a music video that you just launched too, right?
Yeah, we just did a music video. I rapped over like 16 different famous beats.
Yeah, you have that. Is it released already or
It's
not?
out. It's out on YouTube.
Can you
Yeah.
send me the link on YouTube,
Yeah,
or
I can
can
send
you,
you the
yeah,
link.
on Instagram? So we'll
Yeah,
play it.
Clint,
We'll
you gonna
play it.
send it?
You mind if we play it here?
Oh, play that shit.
Yeah.
Play
Oh yeah,
that.
we're gonna play that video. I liked it, dude. I thought the whole concept of switching between the beats
Oh
and the
yeah.
scenarios and all that
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
was dope, dude.
No,
For
yeah, that
sure.
we got that. We got some inspiration from somewhere else, but you know what I mean. But it was
Hmm.
I just cause like I said, I love all music. I'll
Yeah.
fucking rap. Like I love to rap on anything, and I think that if you're really good at it, you could rap on
Yeah.
anything.
I saw one with my wife, and you were hanging upside down like 50 Cent and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
And then I'm telling you, my wife, out of like, and I don't want to put anybody on blast because everybody we've had on is talented.
Yeah, yeah, for
But
sure.
my wife and I believe that you have been the most creative person that
I appreciate that.
we've listened
Thank
to
you.
since we started
Thank
this
you.
and stuff.
That's the
And I'm
whole.
telling you, everybody's dope, right?
Yeah, yeah,
In
for
their own
sure. No,
ways.
for
But
sure.
from the visual standpoint of view,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
been like, oh shit, that's
No,
pretty
yeah,
dope. Oh,
we're
that's
so
pretty
everyone
dope.
is
You
so
get me? Yeah.
hands on in the full process. Like I said, you know, and me and Angel will get together
And I'll tell you the truth, my wife don't like a lot of things, bro. You get me?
that's a huge compliment.
So
but
when my wife she tells me something, I'll be like, oh shit, like
yeah,
she
yeah,
catch me off guard
yeah.
sometimes and shit. You
No,
know?
me and
Yeah.
me like I said, me and Angel will get together and we fucking you know we'll I try to help him as much as I can, plan the videos out and things like that. So it's a full process for us,
Yeah.
and you know we take pride in every aspect of it, and just even in the behind the scenes, you know, like maybe like AG sometimes and Clint and Jess or whoever, you know, they all help out. Everyone helps out. It's a big, everyone's role is critical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially even just if it's an opinion or an idea, like there's been times like fucking we could be in the studio for 3 hours. Someone has one idea that they throw out, and that's the fucking one.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And there might be someone who throws out 10 and none of them. But it's the fucking everyone putting in their effort. So, you
And
know,
are you the kind of artist that can like write on the spot, or like you
Yeah.
need time with the beat?
no,
Excuse
I
me.
used to be a little bit more like I guess like a bitch with it, but now they kind of got like starting to work in front of them, especially, and then Angel had kind of brought it to my attention, like, you know, like you need to be able to work better on command, because I was so big on like I only want to do shit if I'm inspired, you know, or whatever. And he was like, no, like, you know, it's not gonna be like that, because it's, you know, again, it becomes a job, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If fucking Kanye calls me up to the
Hey,
studio,
that's
what the
I was
fuck am
gonna
I
say.
supposed to do? You know what I
Hey,
mean?
here's
Like,
the beat.
yeah, I'm just supposed
You
to
get
come
me?
with what I have, and it don't even fit the beat
Yeah.
or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, no, like you got to be able to go in there and fucking, you know, work. Like that's what it is.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
I've gotten, I mean, I've always kind of been pretty good, but now it's like I'm fucking. You need me to do it, I'll fucking do it right there. Like, you know, I'll write some shit right, you know, ASAP. Like it's just how
Oh,
it is.
dope,
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna play that video. You got it or not yet? I think you have to connect to the Bluetooth and all that stuff too. Yeah. We won't be able to hear it because we don't have the headphones on, but
It's all good.
yeah, yeah. You know what it sounds like.
I know what
and
it
shit.
sounds like.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nah, yeah, I thought it was creative. So that's your team that put that together as well too. Cause you travel a lot, you said?
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
a bunch of travel. I mean, we love to travel, and like, I mean, I love going everywhere. Like I said, I was in Mexico, Tulum, fucking. I mean, I was just in Coachella back to back both weekends.
Mhm.
Oh, we're muted. Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, we're
yeah,
not
yeah.
muted.
My bad. We're gonna get to it right now. He's
We're
gonna
getting
work.
it. We're getting it. Working.
He's
We're
gonna
getting it.
sort
Working.
that out because it is pretty dope. I do want the people to see
I
it.
know.
'cause
I
so
want
they
the
can
people
start
to
fucking
see it
with your
too. That
music,
shit.
yeah.
That shit's gotten 11,000 views in a week.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell
All right,
yeah.
let's do it. We're gonna play it. Let's play it.
They not like me. Take a girl in a plain white tee. Best ever shit, I guess I might be. You might catch me courtside, chillin' like I'm Spike Lee. Walk up in the store and checkin' what the price be. What you make it right now, shit, I make it ×3. Chillin' by the pool, Henny in my iced tea. Talking like I'm Dej Loaf, let a bitch try me. Wu-Tang, Elm Rock, Killer Bees. North to the, why you bitch feelin' me? North to the, ain't nobody killin' me. North to the, ain't nobody real as me. Elm Rock ain't nothing to fuck with. Every time you see us, yeah, we making you run quick. Trigger finger itching, you ain't making that gun switch. North to the Mac, I ain't the one to have fun with. I ain't talking red rum, you know that I'm next up, next one. Even in the house, I be flexed up. Guess what? If you got it, put that check up. I can tell that you ain't never ever had the stress ones. I was smoking roaches these days, it's the best blunts. We gon' get them wiped. I ain't talking about a wet one. Rapper code is me shit. I ain't never met one. Tryna test me, you gon' see how you end up. 88 bitches tryna ride up in this corner. 88 cutlass when you see me bend them corners. I can't keep you, I don't want you, I don't need you. Thought I told you, same shit, different day. All these women I get bored of. I can't date the bitch if she don't wanna have a foursome. I just threw away some clothes that I really only wore once. What I'm rocking right now, you can't get it from no storefront. Focused on this growth, having fun and making more buzz. Ski yee, all these bitches need me. I just walked off the stage, they just paid to see me. You would pay to be me, you would pay to be me. Anything that I do, yeah, that shit gon' cost a fee. Keep this shit a buck, you know my time ain't free. Rocks up on my wrist, flooded out my timepiece. You ain't with no hoes, you be where the dikes be. Yeah, you ain't with no hoes, you be where the dikes be. G you knit, no G you not. I don't got no competition, bitch, I see through ops. All eyes on me against the world like Pac. Realest one out, man, they all too soft. Smoke another blunt, now I'm high as tube socks. My chick bad as fuck, yo bitch look like Rick Ross. Man, that fit atrocious, you don't get me pissed off. Don't be acting like the man, you get slapped like Chris Rock. Up in it stuck, I'm still taking it higher. Being the blueprint is getting me tired. Saying she love me, I don't even like her. Roll up a blunt, now I need me a lighter. Bitch, I'm the shit, I ain't talking about diapers. They wanted beef, so I'm munching on sliders. 10 toes down for the gang, I'm a rider. Better than me, that boy is a liar. It's just one of those days, I'm with the gang locked up. 10 bad hoes, some wine and 4 blunts. I walk it on the stage, the crowd, they go nuts. Are you getting money, motherfucker, so what? Every single day, I'm closer to blowing up. Mad cause I'm popping and mad, I glowed up. Hold it down round here, both hands on my nuts, I got the team on deck. I just hit a home run. Put my life out on these tracks, I just tell it how it is, I ain't never held back. Always kept it real, yeah, it's always been facts. I was just a youngin', I was picking up the slack. I flip a O and count the stack. Hit the stove just for some raps. What you know about the trap? North to the fucking Mac. Back up in the groove, back up in the mix. I ain't talking vaccines when I say the flow is sick. I mean it when I say it that I get it how I live. Got me stuck in small ponds, but this fish too big. Guess the game too rigged, all the fakes too big. I just keep it real, they afraid to do this. I know what I'm worth, I don't gotta prove shit. Nothing like these dudes who get a buzz too quick. It's Tuesday, geeked up in the studio. Locked in, I ain't texting back these groupie hoes. Crash out off the Henny, I don't fuck with Don Julio. Told her bring them friends through, but don't be acting stupid though. Day and night, I be getting to it. Day and night, I was going through it. They be getting mad that they can't keep up with my movement. I've been doing good, I've been getting money fluent. Follow the leader, I could never bow down. Get it from the jug, we was busting down pounds. I done did it all, I still stay with some hounds. Elm Rock Records got the motherfucking sound. Feel that bass knock, run to the safe spot. I be outside, you be in the same spot. You ain't really poppin' till your whole gang on. Said it was your new shit, all I hear's the same song. Fuck it, 8 need a zip to get zooted. 1, 2, 3, Jay-Z, I'm the blueprint, true shit. Do it so easy, ruthless, flip to the function, bumping my new shit. And you know who the crew is, they jogging swag, take notes what we doing. They tryna mimic the movement, doofus, boy, you looking so stupid. Walking out of sacks, hella bags in my hand. I be with some hoes, you be in the house sad. Diamonds on me dancing, Michael Jackson, I'm bad. Why you still stop my page, are you still getting mad? Bitch, I could never be. North to the, ain't nobody else ahead of me. Do I really do this shit? Yes, incredibly. Triple H blunt, it's gon' hit you with that pedigree. Elm Rock to Alabama, spitting country grammar, busy getting hammered. Sunday with the past. master. Then it's time for breakfast, eat that country fried steak. Smoking blunts on the tractor, I don't know why they hate. Couple cold beers got me thinking life is great. While I'm smoking with the gang, posted up by the lake. Take a swisher, break it down, dump it out. Roll it up, pass it around. Take a sniff, get the wax, let it drip. Take a hit, crazy appetite, foamy spit. Roll another spliff, take another sip. Find a spot and dip, what a trip. Feel the resin on your lips. What's a blunt to a bitch? What's a blood to a crip? Smoke a bowl and let it strip, show her tits. You might be smoking, but you ain't smoking this. High as fuck is how I wrote this, so that's why I spit it slow, bitch. High all the time, you ain't noticed. Elm Rock shit, you ain't even noticed. You ain't Elm Rock, that's why you broke, bitch. We don't fuck with no snitch, only actions. We ain't talking no shit, only facts. We ain't talking no shit, only facts. We just taking yo, bitch. What's up, Huz? Alright, what's up, Huz? We just dropped the motherfucking World Series Super Bowl halftime show. We got more music coming soon, more videos, all that. Thank you.
That was good.
Oh, dish soap is on sale. We need.
That's what I'm saying. Look, when I checked this video out, man, I was like, Lisa, you couldn't have said it better. If HDHA was or whatever that abbreviation, ADHD, right?
Yeah.
Was a song, definitely. But you know,
Yeah.
that's what kept me interested. I was like, oh, what's next? What's he gonna do next? What's the next scene? What's the next scene? And the variety of beats, I was like, damn, that shit was like that shit was fire, man.
Yeah.
It's very creative, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're I don't know if we'll do another YouTube video, but I got more of those coming out on my Instagram because I posted them all individually on my Instagram and TikTok. But I got like 11 more ready to go.
Oh,
And a
okay.
bunch of different shit again. Bangers, just me rapping hard as fuck.
You
know
said,
what I
give
mean?
me a blunt on a tractor for sure and shit?
Yeah, because that's on the country when I was singing on rapping on Sweet Home Alabama and shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
My
though.
wife even right there, she's like fire. I'm telling you, and she don't like a lot of stuff, dude. Like
Hey,
especially when it comes to
shout
rap and
out,
hip hop.
shout
man,
out
you
to
know?
the wifey right
Yeah,
there
yeah.
for real.
Yeah, my wife, you know, we used to
Yeah.
party and do all these crazy things together, and God bless her, dude. Obviously, she became Christian, and then she wants to follow that path for her.
Yeah.
And I support her and all that. So she listens to a lot of Christian music, country music, more positive shit. You get
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
So
Definitely.
whenever she likes a hip hop song, she'll be like, "Oh, this is cool right here," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's dope
That's
and
what I'm
shit,"
trying
you
to
know
do
what I
though, and that's what I feel like, you know, I have about me is that like because I like all these other types of music and I'm tapped into all that, you know, I find ways that I could reel in, you know, other people who maybe don't like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. You did a great job, man.
Thank
Great
you.
creative process and everything.
Appreciate
dude.
everybody in the chat too. I couldn't respond to y'all live because we had the mics muted, but I appreciate all y'all. I saw all the comments.
Yeah, everybody fucks with it. That's dope, dude. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah,
hell
so you got 11 more songs.
11 more
videos
ready-
or songs and shit.
We're about to go after this. We're about to go shoot the other 11.
Oh man,
That's where we got a
yeah.
busy day today. We're working, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just what it is, though. It's a grind. Like I said, this shit doesn't stop. Like, after that, I'm going to have to fucking go home probably and cut up the song so I can give it to Angel and whatnot. So, it's a lot of shit, you know, it's a lot of moving pieces and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
yeah.
And it costs a lot of money too, right?
Some
like
of it,
making
yeah.
songs and shit, you
Some
know?
of it, but
Luckily,
I
you
mean-
have a team. It's all in-house and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the best part. You know, having someone like Angel's a blessing, and then even me being a rapper who produces at the level that I do, it's rare to come by. So you know, I don't have to buy beats or anything, and you know, we're working towards the same goal. You
Yeah,
know, so
definitely.
you got to have the right people with you. Otherwise, you know, like I said, you're gonna have to go out and pay for it and find it, and even then, you know, like you can't go out and find a fucking another Angel Franco. And he couldn't, you know, it's harder to find a Noremac, you know, or whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck it is, and to find these guys who fucking have been with me for my life, it's
Yeah.
that's something you can't even buy. You know?
And somebody's asking for your YouTube, so once you give out your YouTube or your social media, bro,
Yeah.
so they can give you a
My
follow or
YouTube
subscribe.
is Noremac, NOREMACEDB. And then we got Elm Rock Records on Instagram. It's just at Elm Rock Records, ELMROCK, and then records. __ Noremac on IG. So __ NOREMAC. Those are the main ones. From there, you could probably find the rest of it. But on IG is where I'm mostly at. I'm mostly active on there. You'll get everything from there. Elm Rock, same thing. I think we got at Hot Sherbert on Instagram if you're interested in the dance music too. Sherbert as in SHERBERT. I spell it wrong on purpose. Don't come for me.
Yeah, look, somebody like I'm sure look him up right now.
Look me
So
up.
yeah, go and give the homie a follow, man. You know,
Yeah.
He's not really in the genre of music we usually have guests
Yeah,
in and
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
So it's something
That's good. That's
different
good though. That's
and
good for you
dope,
guys too,
get
though.
me?
You know, you gotta
for
get
sure.
you gotta get the diversity on here too.
No, and that's what we want to do, man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, it's hip hop and music in
Yeah,
general, dude. You
yeah.
know, and I think people fuck with it. You're talented, so definitely go give him a follow, subscribe, man, and stay tuned for those 11 jams he got coming out soon, man. You know?
I mean, we're gonna be putting out a bunch of singles soon too. I got the next one I'm really happy about. Our friend, again, you know, just knowing people and knowing a lot of creative people. We had our friend KKB, Kaylin Boyle. She did the cover for our next single. That one I'm really, I mean, fuck, I love the cover just as much as I love the song, and then we have a great video planned for it. So that's gonna be the next thing that we have coming.
When is that?
Probably in the next month or so, month and a half or so. But like I said, I'm gonna put out these next 11 videos and stuff. And then I mean, I have a bunch of stuff, bro. I got more Hot Sherbert music coming out. Like I said, I got I usually don't rap on other people's beats, but I have an EP that I'm working on with a dude I met on TikTok, actually.
Oh, okay.
His name's Dream Mode. Shout out to him. He's from New Jersey. He makes a totally different type of music too.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I fuck with his beats. I really don't fuck with a lot of people's beats, and it's gonna be one of the second time I've ever really rapped on someone else's beats, especially for a project like that. So that's something that we're gonna have coming soon. You know, I mean, by the end of the year, I'm hoping that we have a lot of music out. And I'm sitting on a fucking ton.
It's
of
summer too, man. So people are gonna be needing things to do.
I'm sitting on
a lot of parties, man. You
fuck
know?
yeah, we be throwing parties and shit too.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hopefully we're gonna get some Elm Rock events going too by the end of the year. Yeah. All types of shit. So I mean, like I said, I'm happy with what. Like I said, I'm sitting on a gold mine. I feel like of music right now. Like probably like a good solid like 30 songs, 40 songs unreleased.
Oh,
and
that's
I'm ready.
what's up,
I got
man.
ready to
That's good.
go.
You're grinding.
So, yeah.
But yeah, and I just want to say, Queen Marlene, Mars Queen Marlene, make sure you tap in. If you did make that song, let me play it for you tomorrow on that Tap In Thursday, man. Let people hear it out. Just send me the YouTube link or the audio file, and we'll get that played, man. That could be your first step to, you know, getting your music out too, and tap in with
tap in
Noremac,
with me.
man,
I was telling him when the mics were muted, I'm looking for some female singers, female rappers. So get at me. You fuck with it,
yeah, man. And you know, this is a show we like to inspire people, dude. You know,
for sure.
Motivate people and all that, man. You know, that have talent and just haven't done nothing with it, or they don't know how to get started. Like, what's some advice you would give to somebody out there, dude, that's just trying to, like, they don't know they want to write yet. They don't know if they funny enough, man.
Just do it. Just do it. Don't give a fuck what people think. Just do it and do that shit for you. That's the thing is, you know, especially like when you start out, I think being a creative, you think so much about getting accepted and having like, you know, validation from other people. And it's like, you just got to make the shit that you like, you know? And I feel like I've always made the shit that I like, but you know, you go through just being a creative, you go through spurts and you have these times where you like doubt yourself and you think like, oh, like, man, nobody's fucking with this, or like, I want to do what's popular or whatever the fuck. Just do what the fuck you like. And maybe it is what's popular, or maybe it's not, or maybe it's a mixture of both, but you just fucking do it. You know, you'll never know until you try it. You'll never find that lane or your lane until you start to do it. Like, you just have to fucking do it and not give a fuck what people think. And that's the thing. Like, I don't give a fuck what people think, you know? And if they're fucking mad that I post a fucking verse every day and they don't fucking like, unfollow me. You're someone that I don't even need. Like, if you know what I mean? That's that type of shit. So that's a mentality everybody should have about it. Is just, you know, do you and don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. And if you're real and, you know, you're committed to it, you're going to become, you know, fucking talented and at the level you want. And fucking real talent and real music catches the eye. It's the same way right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. So don't give up. Just do you. Do what the fuck you want to do. Believe in yourself and fuck what everybody else thinks.
That's some good advice, man. Yeah, definitely. Especially in this harsh world of digital bullying and stuff,
dude,
man.
fuck,
you know, right?
Fuck the cyberbullying. Fuck what people say. And that's the thing.
Cyberbullying.
Yeah, fuck all that. Fuck all that cyberbullying, all that net banging, all that bullshit. Anybody's tough behind the screen, I promise you, but they'll never say it to your face. I've never in my life had someone tell me some bullshit to my face about my music. I promise you, but I know a million times they said it behind my back. I promise you.
That's what's
up. That's just real shit.
You see, man, he ain't a gangster, but he talk like one.
Hey,
bullshit.
I know, but real shit though. No,
it's real
shit. It's real shit. You know, I'm not a fucking tough guy, but I know for a fact no one would ever say that shit to my face. And if they did, well, then I don't know. It might be a problem, but
they can catch you at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet.
Yeah, they could catch me at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet on a Friday in the fucking beer line, and then we can find out if it's an issue or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna be there too, man.
Yeah,
I'm
type
about to go
shit.
check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
We'll tap in. We'll coordinate and go out there, man. You know, for sure, get some content.
We're
and
gonna
all
have
that,
tap
man,
in
you know?
Thursday, but it's gonna be tap in Friday at the swap meet.
Yeah, we'll do a little blog out at the Santa Fe Springs, man.
We
And it's
definitely-
crazy because I've heard it from a lot of people. I just never went out there, dude.
Man,
you know?
no, you gotta go. Like I said, I knew people who come from Victorville to go there,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's funny to people who maybe know about it or shit. Like maybe they're like they'll
It's just a regular spot.
they're like giggling and shit, you know. But it's like, you know, it's a regular spot. And like I did grow up going there, and like a lot of, like I said, you know, my music that you hear, like the music is so prominent at that spot. And if you're from, you know, Whittier, Santa Fe, Norwalk, Downey, whatever, like you go there, you know, and they have all these cover bands, like, you know. I never knew about Morrissey until I started going to the swap meet. They got Morrissey fucking cover band, or fucking, you know, they got Metallica cover bands or whatever in it. And then they got the fucking bandas and all this shit. Like, it's like, it opens your mind up. And then they have all those boots who sell the fucking mixtapes with the oldies and the fucking 80s R&B and shit, you know? So it's like, you're constantly, it's just a place where I feel like I got a lot of culture.
A lot of music everywhere and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's
so
what's
it's
up.
like, it's a cool place to go.
And it's a mix like genders, right? Like
everything.
They got blacks, whites,
black. Yeah, you'll
Hispanics,
see black
everything.
people, white people, Asian, whatever, and the people.
They got good food and all that.
They got food. They got fucking churros. They got fucking. You want to buy fucking fake labubus? They got fucking all that shit. Like,
what y'all know about labubus?
That's
man?
what I'm saying, bro. Like, you want all that shit. They got knockoff, whatever you need, bro. It's there. You know, the fucking pro clubs. I be buying my band T-shirts from the swap meet. All that shit. Everything, man.
Well, that's what's up.
It's a spot to go.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're coming in over an hour, dude. So like, anything you want to say to anybody out there, dude?
I mean, just tap in with me. Like I said, we got a bunch of new stuff coming. If you really fucked with the video that we just played, I got like 11 more of those coming. Like I said, I got a new single. The one that's gonna come out real soon is I'm really excited about. That's gonna come. We have a bunch of videos, like I said. And then, you know, farther down the line, I got that EP with Dream Mode I'm working on. I'm working on an album even further down the line. And like I said, I'm sitting on a fucking like 40 songs or something. Hot Sherbert, I'm gonna be coming out with a song. I mean, I put out a Hot Sherbert song like 2 a month or something. So I'm coming with that. I mean, just a bunch of stuff I have planned. So just follow me, follow Elm Rock Records. We're gonna keep you in the loop.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Nah, and keep doing it, bro. I mean, you got something there, man, for sure. It's different. You know, and it sounds dope and shit, man. So definitely more props to you and your talent and your team, man. You know, it's good to see everybody like you got somebody working with you and they believe in you and shit, man. And, you know, and thanks for tapping in with us for sure, man. You
Shout
know,
out
we're
to
always
y'all.
here to play your new music.
Yeah, shout out having us. Honestly,
you know?
keep tapping in with them. Seriously.
And then thanks a lot for everybody that tapped in. You know, don't forget you can get your merch at www.thewestfactoryshop.com. We got 15% off everything. We only got a few more slots left on that show we're throwing in Oxnard for Yellow Hill and Young Dopey, man. So we got a few slots. Thanks to all the rappers that tapped in and got their slot and everything. And make sure that we only have a few tickets left, man. So make sure you cop yours. We have a link. We're going to be doing the giveaway. I'm actually giving one slot away soon, too, on the Tap In Thursday. So make sure you guys stay tapped in for that. And other than that, man, appreciate y'all tapping in on this Wednesday night, man.
Yeah.
I know y'all got better shit to do, but y'all spending the time with us, man. So that's dope. You know, I appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Champion City Podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go.